Okay, so example 2 here, we're going to go through this problem. I'll show you how to do it the way that you normally would do it, and then I'll show you the test-taking strategy for this. So the first step in this kind of problem would be to factor the numerator and then factor the denominator. And so I've got p squared plus 2p minus 3. And I've got p squared minus 2p minus 15. And if you remember, you can do the method where you make your x's and you put what you're multiplying by to get up top and what you're adding or subtracting to get on the bottom. And so you want factors of 3 that subtract to get you 2. So that would be a positive 3 and a negative 1. So that means it's going to be p plus 3, p minus 1. And if you double check that by foiling it back together, you should end up with p squared plus 2p minus 3. In the bottom one, again, we put out what we multiply by on the top. We want to get a negative 15. We want a negative 2 on the bottom. A little bit off here. There we go. So I've got enough room. So factors of 15 that would subtract to get you 2 would be 5 and 3. And so we've got 5 and 3. We want to get a negative 2, so it would be negative 5 and a positive 3. And so we've got p minus 5 and p plus 3. Again, if you foil those back together to double check it, we should end up back where we started with the negative 15 and the negative 5p plus 3p giving us a negative 2p. From there, you can go ahead and it says for what values of p is the expression undefined. So then you're going to set each factor in the denominator equal to 0. So p minus 5 equals to 0. So p cannot be equal to 5, and p plus 3 equal to 0, so p cannot be equal to negative 3. Then you go back over here and you look for that. So we want negative 3 and a positive 5, so the answer would be B. Test-taking strategies. Now you can look through the numbers. One way to do a test-taking strategy is see which ones they have the most in common with. So if I look at this, all of them have, all but one have a positive 5. So you're looking for positive 5. And then you're looking at a negative 3 in 2 places. So this is probably your best answer by a test-taking strategy. Just doing test logistics there. The other way you can do this is you can actually substitute these things into the bottom and find out which ones give you 0. So we can substitute a 5 in here, so that would be 5 squared minus 2 times 5 minus 15, which would be 25 minus 10 minus 15, which would be 0. So you know that there's a 5. The next number down you could check. So I've checked this 5. So 5 is definitely among my answers. I check my negative 3. Negative 3, that would make that a positive 9. Negative 3 times negative 2 is a positive 6, and then a minus 15. So that's positive 15 minus 15. That gives me a 0. So negative 3 works. I look at a positive 3. Positive 3 would make that a 9 minus 6 minus 15. So that one, the positive 3 does not work. Since that one doesn't work, I don't need to check the negative 5 because I've already eliminated C. The only other one I need to check is the D with that 1 to see what the 1 does. So 1 squared is 1, and 2 times 1 is 2, and then minus 15, and that definitely does not work either. So the best answer, although A does have a correct answer, it doesn't have all of the right answers. So my answer again would end up being B here. So 2 different ways you can look at your answer. You can either check all the stuff. You can try test logistics. It doesn't always work, but a lot of the times it does. And then you can also work the problem out and check for your answer.